Kink.
Oh yeah. Pink. Mmm, delicious. These microphones pick up stuff so well, they're going to hear the from the mouth. It's like, you know, like, you ever hear when someone's just getting done eating a banana? It's like, it's so smacky. Like, and if they already smack normally, it's like, dude, do not eat a banana around me. That's so horrible.
Don't eat a banana around me.
So welcome to another movie review, Erin and Clinton's movie review. I'm Clinton, she's Erin. We are doing the movie reviews. These are the movies we're reviewing. These are our lights. That's the green screen. These are our microphones. That's the movie title. She's just looking at me, wondering what I'm saying so much stuff for.
Pointing so many like you're an airline attendant.
If you do have any problems, air will be dropped out from the top of the ceiling for you. So this week we are doing one of our favorites, one of my all-time favorites movies that I grew up on, The Burbs. Tom Hanks, one of my all-time favorite actors. Yours as well.
Oh, for sure.
This one I do know. I don't have to ask you because I know it is. Tom Hanks is one of our favorite actors, both of us. So, in the last review we were talking about Chevy Chase and how he's funny and everything, but he pretty much played the same character in almost everything.
Oh, Tom Hanks is
Tom Hanks is very
opposite.
versatile. Kind of started out Booze and Buddies, started in that same area, Turner Gooch, but eventually branched out at Castaway and all these different, Sully.
Just became Captain Phillips. Oh my gosh, that scene where he gets on the boat. He finally gets saved, and he starts like, they said that was like true, that wasn't scripted, that he just
he just started doing it.
He just started because it was like he got so into the character that that's what he felt
how you would
happen. And I'm like,
dude is awesome. Dude,
he's amazing.
Dude can act, man. Definitely one of our favorites. But
for sure.
So The Burbs, I said you did some good notes on here. Normally she gives me the year. Released February 17th, 1989. So
we're pushing the 80s.
The exact date there. We're doing a lot of 80s. So that's why we're kind of this little 80s. I know
I got my Rainbow Bright
The Goonies here, which we will be reviewing because that's another one of our kid movies we grew up on. And we kind of just look like suburbanites, right? Look like someone you see at the grocery store, kind of.
Like today.
Yeah, today's not 80s suburbanites, but whatever. Close enough. You get the point. We're not always perfect. Sometimes we try to really go all out. Sometimes we don't.
Again,
the point is,
we don't buy the outfits.
We're not going to buy outfits.
We're just going to take something out of our closet.
We're not spending money for something we don't make any money on. So now if down the road we start making some money, and then
we'll start buying some costumes. Sure, why not?
All right. Anyway, so who do we got in it? Who's in this great classic?
Tom Hanks plays Ray Peterson. Ray Peterson. We got Bruce Dern.
The classic Bruce Dern.
Who did you say he's father to?
Laura Dern.
The
skinny blonde chick.
What did she play in?
If you saw her pic, she's one of those girls where you're like, I mean, if you knew her growing up, then you know her. But if you don't, you're like, I think I know her. And then they show her like, bam, right there. See her?
She's in the way.
Yeah, that's her right there. Yeah. So, anyways, that's Laura Dern. So that would help you kind of be able to recognize her. And if you don't recognize her, then you don't. And I'll show you later after this because this is a green screen. You need to actually.
I can't see it.
You didn't actually see it.
I'm seeing nothing right now.
I mean, wait. I didn't realize that was there. No, I'm just kidding. I was trying to make it look like I was seeing stuff. I was like, bugs.
Bugs. Back to this. so there's obviously he played Lieutenant Mark Rumsfeld, Carrie Fisher, the late great classic, Carol Peterson, Rick Ducommun,
the neighbor, one of the neighbors, Art.
Yep, and then Corey Feldman,
the classic '80s star,
Ricky Butler.
Yeah, and of course Corey Feldman's been in tons of movies. Of course, he's big star of the Goonies, which we'll be reviewing one day.
Yep. Stand By Me, Lost
Carrie
Boys.
Fisher, she was in some Star movie. Like they had all these wars out in the stars.
That's my last shirt with Star Wars.
It's one of those movies out in the stars.
From 1977, 1980, 1983, 2000, I want to say 12.
Yeah. She was in a lot of different things. And Bruce Dern's actually been in a lot of things too. He's famous, but he's old, famous back in the days. Guys, he was old back when this movie came out. He's really old now. He did some bear movie or some movie recently.
Who? Not too long. Talking
about? Bruce Dern. I can't remember what it
was. Wild River, The Haunting, Monster. Monster from
No,
it's not,
it was something else. I can't remember.
Hateful Eight,
it didn't get very. I don't think
it
did very good. But anyways, so the plot of this show, we got a little guy joining us here because he was in the other room and must have heard us doing this. But the plot is basically just a basic '80s movies where you're in a little neighborhood and you're worried about that one neighbor, the one neighbor that's always quiet and never see them, and they don't take care of their lawn. And that's kind of what the director said was his...
the plot.
Yeah, she's got a great line here. An overstressed suburbanite and his fellow neighbors are convinced that the new family on the block are part of a murder satanic cult. So, it's just... There's so many funny things in it, and you know,
it was dark.
Growing up, you've always had that one neighbor at some point where it's kind of like everyone's a little like, yeah, I don't know about them on the block. You know, the kids got rumors about them or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
the scary house on the block that no one wants to go trick or treating on and stuff like that.
And then you got a couple of cool facts about it too. Like you were saying something about the lot where they shot it on Universal wasn't a real town.
Yeah, that's
I
one
wish
of
it
the
was
biggest
real town.
things.
It's
I know.
got such a
The
cool little
neighborhood
feel
looks
to it.
amazing.
Like,
that's kind of the whole. I think everybody just sees that, and that's the neighborhood you would want to live on because it's so beautiful. A little cul-de-sac. No one goes down that street. It's great. Take two.
Take two.
No kid here.
No kid. So sorry, we didn't. Yeah, that seemed like jerk parents. We didn't cut the video off because our kid came in here. The battery pack died right when we were in there. So.
Battery pack's not very strong on this one.
No, it's not, and that's why I've got two different ones because we had one and ran into this problem and had to sit there and wait, an hour for it to charge again before we could finish the video. So, fortunately, we were able to finish this real quick because we got more battery packs. But anyways, I don't know what that was. We got more battery packs. I don't remember exactly where we left off, but I think we're about to jump to interesting facts about the. Oh, we were talking about the lot where they did it on. It's the same lot where they did Desperate Housewives
and other movie or other TV shows that didn't really,
including the Burbs.
Including the Burbs. Yes.
Sorry, a joke about her notes earlier.
Well,
inside joke between just us that only we know about. You don't get to know.
We're gonna mention it on here, and you'll be like, "What are you talking about?" Whatever.
The inspiration for the screenwriter had neighbors similar to the Klopeks. The Klopeks were the ones that lived in the creepy house and the creepy neighbors that they see digging in the middle of the night in the rain for no apparent reason in their backyard.
And they have like hoods on.
They're wearing all hoods,
long coats. Like what? He's just standing there in the window. Like they wouldn't look up and be like, "Oh, there's our neighbor."
Yeah, exactly.
Watching us dig randomly.
I mean, there's just so many weird things like that in this one. But
the other thing is the house that Walter lived in was the only house that hasn't been altered on the set. It's the same.
On the whole street.
Yeah,
the whole
all the other houses have been changed for aesthetic reasons, for new shows. Yeah, but his is the only one. Theirs is the only one that stayed the same layout, I guess.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then the house that Ricky Butler, Corey Feldman's character, was the house that was the Munsters house from 1964.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're saying that she was reading that they didn't want to show it too much in the show because people would start to recognize it. Hey, there's that house.
That's the Munster house that was.
She was supposed to be
like
painting the whole movie and doesn't paint it at all. And
who does that?
It's like,
who hires your son?
Pizza dude's coming. With all of his friends, and he's supposed to be painting, but they're hanging out watching the neighborhood, and supposedly that's where the same pizza dude came from. Supposedly.
We don't know.
Yeah, but yeah. Why would you hire your own son? I don't know. That's kind of
paint your house. I mean, he's not going to do a quality job.
When he's like the way he is. Yeah,
where he spills paint originally on his speakers
and everything.
He's going to be really good and precise about it. I would choose my son to do that.
So the last little fact you got here, read that one. I think this is the coolest fact.
The original script.
The original script.
I cannot even read my own notes. I did this so long ago. Oh my gosh. Okay.
The original script.
The original script, Ray Peterson was intended to be killed by Dr. Klopek. However, once Tom Hanks. What is wrong with my mouth? Tom Hanks was cast in the role. The studio didn't think the audience would appreciate witnessing his death on screen, so they had to remake the movie.
Look, Tom, you're a very lovable guy. People love you. We
can't kill you.
You can't have him being killed in a movie.
I can't even think of a movie where he was killed.
I know, Saving Private Ryan. He didn't.
No, he did.
Did he? Spoiler alert.
I'm
sorry if you haven't seen that one.
Yes, he did die.
Yeah, that's right.
It was Matt Damon's character who was the only one who ended up living.
Who they were saving. The brother, the last brother that was alive. There's a perfect example you're talking earlier about Versatile. I mean, that's such a different role from so many of other roles he played.
That's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, for sure. Top 10, definitely. I have not watched it in so long though, but it is very long.
Yeah, and the opening like 10-15 minutes are brutal, dude. It's a brutal scene.
Yeah,
but
the whole movie is a brutal
scene. That's how Braveheart
scene.
is. Another one of our favorites, which we got to do. But
yeah.
So those are the little interesting facts about it. But anyways, it's just a quirky 80s movie that's got a lot of good jokes in it.
What's one of your favorite scenes? One of, because you know there's too many. Don't start going crazy.
Yeah, it's so hard. I know this is not my favorite scene, but it's so weird. There's that one scene where he's drinking his orange juice and they play "It's a Beautiful Day," Mr. Rogers. He's not supposed to be playing his feet. He's not supposed to be messing with the neighbors. It was the day after he had those crazy nightmares. Yeah, and I'm just like, there's something so like that orange juice looks so good. The neighborhood, that little scene with the music, it's like
the light is just
a better time. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But that scene where they come out, he's like, I can't, coming out. Like, come on. Then his wife comes out. She's like, sorry guys, he's not playing. You can't come out. No, please, can he come out? He's like, no. He's like, walks away all sad like a little kid. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there were so many. I can't even.
There's so many.
There's just so many dumb jokes in it that make me laugh. What about you? What's the one that comes to your mind?
Well, obviously, like we were talking about before, my all-time favorite, and when I've watched this movie, I've literally rewound it like 4 or 5 times just to watch it over and over again. Is when what's his name?
The army dude.
The army dude. Yeah.
Rumsfeld.
Yes, Rumsfeld. He's holding the brownies in his hand like a military.
They're going over to meet the neighbors, the Klopeks. So they start
the two wives have convinced that if they just go over there and meet them, we won't be freaked out about him anymore. Let's just
go talk
go
to
see
them. So they make some brownies.
So his wife makes brownies and he holds it like
military, straight or professional like and everything.
And they're standing on the porch, and all of a sudden the porch just gives way, and one of his feet goes into the porch and he drops the brownies. And he says, they all look at him and he's like,
goddamn brownies.
Goddamn brownies.
It's just such a simple scene.
You have to see it, but he's standing there so regal, and all of a sudden it's like, and he just like falls, and he just like the brownies go everywhere. And I love they pick up the brownies, he puts them on the plate.
Hands it to here,
he's all here, enjoy, man. And just like it's so like, oh my gosh.
And then earlier in the movie when Walter and Tom Hanks' character were Walter and Art. Yeah. I'm sorry, we're walking up there. The same thing happens. That's oh yeah.
All of a sudden they walk and they hit their lawn. All of a sudden it gets super windy. I love like Art starts looking around like, where did this wind come from?
There's like, so the same thing happens. He goes through the thing. He's like, oh my god! Like the bees start coming out.
The number turns to 666 on their address.
Their address is 669. Yeah. But it gets hit and the last number falls like that, so it turns into 666.
And all of a sudden, just bees start coming out of their house. Yeah. And they're like, come to water.
And then Tom Hanks is all, he's like, they're probably gonna sue you for that. He's all, sue me. He's all, I should sue them. The last little one, unless we think of another one, but the one where they find the bone in the backyard, his dog is playing with it. Yeah, he's like, you realize this is Walter or whatever. The missing Walter's the missing neighbor. The neighbor that goes missing, and the camera's back.
And
then like, hold on, but then like, I gotta finish telling the part. And then the Karen's like, as it's still doing this, like, what's his name? God darn it, Art like stops and realizes, but like he sees
the neighbor,
but the thing's still going. And then it stops, and the camera stops. He's still looking. He's like, hey, he's like, huh? Like what? Like I thought we were still doing the whole yelling thing.
Yeah. It's like when they're down in the basement and they have the book open of like satanic stuff, and he's like, I'm not listening to you.
I'm not listening to
and
you.
I can't listen. He's like, so you're chanting. And he's like, just like what they do, like Satan is good, Satan is my pal.
Satan is good, Satan is my pal. Satan is my pal.
Satan is my pal.
Hey, buddy.
Satan.
Oh man, yes. This is one of those movies that just got tons of just stupid little
hilarious
jokes like that in it, but it's just, I mean, oh my god, dude, but
I mean, every character in there is got to be one of my favorite characters because there's not one character where I'm like, I could do without him.
Yeah.
Like even Corey Feldman, who doesn't play a huge role as Ricky Butler, but he's just like that kind of the kid, like, dude, and he's like watching the neighborhood, and he's almost like the narrator. Like he's the one who's basically like letting you see what happens, and that's why I like him in there. But all the other ones, I mean, even Carol Peterson, who plays or Carrie Fisher, I mean, she's just like, she's a very like stable, like you need to just be. But then when they're in the house, or when they're at the Klopeks house, and they hand him the sardines and the pretzels and sardines,
and he's like,
and she's like, oh no, but then he goes, she's like, should do it.
Yeah,
you should eat it
on,
because
take
nobody
it.
else did. And she's like, but you just passed up on it. And he's like,
he starts just like hacking up and just grabs his newspapers and like, yeah.
There's like blood all over it, but it was actually paint or whatever. Oh my god.
Yeah, so very good one, you guys. You gotta check this one out. It's an '80s classic, and if you like Tom Hanks, you'll love it. He's got his little mannerisms that Tom Hanks is just known for. The way he does, the way he moves. You know what I mean? So certain people are known for their movements. You know?
Yeah, he's known. Yeah, he's just great, and I love it. And did you cut your hair? Like he's all like messed up at the end.
Yeah, right.
And then she comes in. And she's like, did you do something with your hair? She's like, oh, you know, like, and he's just like, they literally just blew up the person's house, and she's like, thanks. So funny.
So okay, so out of what should we do? Klopeks. You'll call it. I was gonna say Bourbonites or something. Yeah, Klopeks. So we always do the rating of 1 to 5. Out of 5 Klopeks, duh.
I don't even think we can.
Well, I think this one's
not even fair.
This one's easy for me because it's an all-time favorite. It's a 5-er. It's a 5-banger, a 5-bagger all the way, my friends. This one is a movie that I never am tired of watching. I could watch it. I mean,
every night you watch it for like a month on Netflix.
There was a while, yeah. I mean, and it's one of those movies where I could watch almost every night. I really could. Obviously, any movie gets played out when you start doing that. But it's one of those ones that if it ever comes on, or if anyone wants to watch it or whatever, I am never tired of watching it ever. Or if it's on TV or something.
I'm always down just to introduce it to people who are like, "What is the Burbs?" I'm like, "You have not heard of the Burbs?
Yeah.
Seriously,
you just got to be careful, like hyping a movie up too much. That always happens, and then people go and watch it, and they're expected to be super funny, and it's like.
You have to have the right kind of...
That mind frame, you can't go into it thinking of like how things are nowadays or whatever, or the crazy jokes, or
especially if people don't like 80s style movies, then they probably won't like it. And
if you really like The Neighbors, or all the jokes where there's a lot of raunchy jokes, which are fine, I like those too, those make me laugh too.
Right.
But to me, those are easier to write, the chair blowing them up, or, getting a hot tub full of whatever, I don't know, it might be younger people watching this. But, all those gross stuff, that stuff's funny, but it's just, that's easy writing. It's easy to write that because it's so easy to write something
how can we gross out the audience?
To write something that anybody would go ew to. That's not hard. Or to make a scary movie where you're always, things are always jumping out. That's not hard to make people scared by that.
Around the corner.
Yeah. So this movie to me is funny because of the jokes and the actors and the storyline is really what makes it funny. So it's good for a good sit down, especially late at night, before bed or whatever. You're just kicking back, have a little drink or a little something, and just.
I mean, there is that one scene where you're like. He has that nightmare.
Oh yeah, that part's a little scary. Yeah,
I wouldn't watch it with kids.
I mean, for a kid, there's one scene that's for little kids. They'd be like, for little kids. I mean, I
was even freaked out. I was like, Jesus, this is like too much.
I mean, now Saw and all, so it's nothing compared to the stuff out there now. It's nothing, but
for this kind of movie, it felt like.
For this kind of movie, it's you're like, whoa, you can expect. There's a little scene there where you're like, whoa, yeah, totally.
But it's still.
Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't ask you.
Oh,
so 5 Klopeks for me,
and 5 Klopeks for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Double 5-er. Double yoker.
I think we've only done this once before.
Once or twice, we both had 5s in a movie.
But yeah, and this is one of those rare movies that you and I agree on, and I think it's like that classic 80s movie. Tom Hanks is, got to be in my top 5 favorite actors of all time. And, I mean, it's just, there's so many funny scenes. So many, and I love it. It's just there's everything. It's got everything an 80s movie could possibly ask for. I just love it. Like, we'll just sit and quote the movie constantly. There's just so many things about it.
It's one of those movies where we're always like saying little things. Yeah.
I've never seen somebody just beat their garbage to death like that. I've never seen that before.
You just delivered that perfectly. That was good. That's exactly how you did it.
It was just it's hilarious. It's just so funny.
Okay, so 5 out of 5 from both of us. So if you haven't seen it, there you go.
We recommend it.
Go into it expecting it to be like an 80s movie. Don't go into expecting it to be.
There's not a lot of like graphics.
Yeah,
and
not a lot of CGI stuff.
Yeah.
The house at the end that probably cost them a few bucks. That thing was really burning.
I think they actually
that
blew
was not CGI.
up.
They really blew that thing up, and all that fire. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't think that was CGI. I think that was like, we're gonna put this house on fire and see where we go with it. Like how you were talking about with was it not Lethal Weapon?
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, where it was like the scene of them driving the cars. Like that was an actual scene that wasn't CGI. I mean, I think this is the same thing. They're like, we need to catch this house on fire.
All the CGI effects that they do nowadays. So
So yeah, I think we're done.
So I just wanted to be quiet, make it all awkward. Just be too quiet, how long I be quiet.
We're done
Well,
here.
go ahead, sign it off.
So we're done here.
So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching again. We will see you next week. I don't know what movie we're doing next week, but we'll do another one. And subscribe, like, share with your friends, all that good stuff. Bye. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks.